This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I'm going to pull apart another quote that I like, that I came across. Actually, one of my clients, one of my students, I probably would call him Mr. Bavakwa, posted this. He actually posted two from the same guy, I believe, on his Insta story. I missed the guy's name on the first one, so I do apologise. I actually probably like the second quote more, and I'll go through it, and you'll probably find out why, obviously, as I go through. But hey, look, if you guys actually find any quotes or anything along those lines kind of interesting that you want to see from a different angle that you would like me to pull apart or whatever, by all means, flick them across to me. I'm more than interested than always, looking at that sort of stuff and seeing things through different types of lenses and finding out what's really interesting for all you guys as well. So otherwise, I'm still more than happy to find things that I find interesting and pull apart as well. So the quote here goes, "You have no responsibility to live up to what other people think you ought to accomplish. I have no responsibility to be like they expect me to be. It's their mistake, not my failing." Let me say that again. You have no responsibility to live up to what other people think you ought to accomplish. I have no responsibility to be like they expect me to be. It's their mistake, not my failing. And fuck me, so many people need to hear this, and so many people need to hear this based off maybe what their parents think, right? Or what their spouse fucking thinks, or what they think their spouse fucking thinks, or what they think their parents think. Whatever it may be, hey, you have absolutely no responsibility. You have no fucking need to live up to somebody else's standards. And if we're not careful when we're young, we put this condition that if I make someone proud, then I'll be happy. And it's just like, it's this constant drive. And you might even be, quote unquote, successful, right? But you will feel empty because you're trying to fill the cup inside you with things outside, right? It's conditional happiness, right? Buying things to make you happy is very similar, right? But to do the same thing as like, if I achieve this, that person would be proud of me, then I'll be happy, is exactly the same as attempting to tape sandwiches to your body to satisfy hunger. It's the shit's got to be inside, right? Like, am I proud of what I'm doing based on me and my measurement of success, right? And like, I talk to people about a whole range of different things, and even today I had a conversation around how strong enough for people in the gym. At what point is the tipping point? Now, I'm not saying people need to believe the same as me. I'm saying here's an interesting thing, but take from it what you want, because at some point the person slows down their strength and they get older. I'm not saying they can't get stronger when they're older, but I'm saying, what's the point of putting more weight on the bar? It's a question. It's not me going, don't fucking do it at all. It's the whole idea of pointing where to look without telling people what to see, right? They need to make that decision themselves, which means that we need to make the decision ourselves for us. And we have to really stop and look at how often we're trying to make decisions to make someone else proud, to live up to somebody else's expectations, right, of what they think we should do. And how many kids go to fucking uni and do shit they don't want to do because their parents are like, I work too hard for ... It's like, yeah, but one of the core things is that there's a great story. Maybe I'll share this. Sebastian Terry. If you don't follow him, you need to follow him. Seb Terry, 100 Things, right? I came across Seb in early stages of his 100 Things journey. He's got a crazy story. Maybe I tried to get him on the podcast a little while ago. I'll try again, actually. But he's a really good dude. And he was overseas just after. I think he did exercise science or something similar. And then wanted a gap year after he finished. He went overseas and he kind of felt pretty empty. And while he was overseas, one of his good mates, he's from Northern Beaches in Sydney, one of his good mates passed away. His name was Detho or Dethi. I think it was Detho. And he was distraught. He didn't have enough money to come home for his funeral. He was absolutely distraught. And he remembered sitting there, and I remember him I've read this in his book and I've talked to him about it multiple times. He's sitting there and he's like, Detho would have died a happy guy. Like, he lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. And he looked at his life. He's like, I'm fucking not doing what I want to do. I'm not happy. I'm not excited. I'm running away from shit. It doesn't mean traveling's always running away, right? Like, some people run away by staying where we are. But the thing about it is, he recognised that he just wasn't. He wouldn't have been happy if he died tomorrow. So he wrote a list of 100 things, right? The bucket list, if you want to call it that, but 100 things. And slowly he kind of went about achieving a couple of them, but that was kind of it. He didn't really push too much, and it kind of sat there for a little while. And then I think he came home, and I think he went away again, and went about sort of doing a few more. Like, he delivered a child. He got married in Vegas. Like, some funny ones. Skydived naked. But he's raised fucking shit tons of money for Camp Quality, like $100K, like a whole range of things, right? And I think at one point early on in the journey, his mum sort of like sent him either an email or a message or a letter. It's like, look, son, it's the time to come home and get a job. Like, get a job and make sure you can earn a living and fucking get, effectively get a life. And he was just so fucking distraught that his mother that he loves just didn't see what he could see. He just didn't. He would get all these emails of people he was inspiring to do all these fun things with their life and to do what's really important to them, right? But his mum couldn't see that. His mum was like, it's time to get a job, mate. It's time to get a career. And so all he did was just forward her the emails of people thanking him. He had heaps, right? He didn't write back. He just forwarded them. And that was it. He didn't talk to her again until he got home. Maybe here and there and that kind of stuff. But he did get home, and when he got home, he found all those letters on the fucking fridge. She's like, just do what you need to do. Our parents, or whoever it is that we're around and we're trying to make happy through our own actions, they'll truly be happy when you are thoroughly standing in your power and being yourself and doing what you want to do. And you know what? If they never come around, I'm sorry, but that's too bad. It doesn't mean you can't live your life because they can't live theirs. If they're holding on to shit, it doesn't mean you have to go through that pain as well. If they have rules and frames that kind of worked in the 60s, it doesn't mean you need to, take on those frames and use them in the belief structures in 2020, next year, right? This year even, of course, but in the next decade. You can let go of that. You can break the cycle. You can start living life on your terms. You have abso-fucking-lutely zero responsibility to live up to your coach's expectations, your friends' expectations, your parents' expectations, anyone's expectations. It's your life, which means you make your decisions. Yes, there's power and there's benefit to really taking into account the people around you. Absolutely, right? There's the individual and there's the collective. There's both, and they interplay. But if we don't live life on our terms, then we have everyone living life on everyone else's terms, and no one's happy, right? It's just this fake happiness of like, are you happy? Because if you're happy, I'm happy. All right, yeah, I'm happy because you're happy. You're happy then? I'm happy as well. Okay, great. So everyone's happy because everyone's happy, but no one's actually happy, right? No one's actually happy, at peace. I'm only happy based on the condition that you're happy. It's a fail plan from the beginning. Doesn't mean you can't have happiness from other people's happiness. It's beautiful, right? I see my puppy run around and like he's having fun. It's fucking great. I love it. But we got to be mindful of the conditions, right? The rules that we set up for ourselves. And this is why I often talk about breaking up with our parents. So many people, and I'll leave it on this note, still have this hang up with their parents. They're trying to live up to the expectations of their parents, right? And where that's truly failing and falling behind for them is that they end up living life on their parents' term, trying to constantly please their parents, not realizing that no matter what they do, they can't. And it's not until we break up with our parents from that parent-child relationship in our 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, and start to see that other person as another adult with their own fallibility, with their own mistakes, their own shortcomings, their own hang-ups, right? As a fucking human. And as an adult, as a human adult, I can stand here and go, you're not my parent that way anymore. You're an adult, and I'm choosing to have you in my life now. I don't have to. I don't need to because you're my mother or you're my father. I'm either choosing or not choosing to have you as a particular adult in my life, which means I can love you, not the parent-child relationship. It means I can love you, not the mother you, not the father you, but you. And that's where the fucking power is, because at that point you can really stand in your power and not just be in this cultural norm of just fucking loving them, inverted commas, for the sake of them being your parents. Anyway, on that note, team, I am done. If you did find this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. If you haven't already, then jump on Mood Prep Community on Facebook. I'm going to put the details of the seminar coming up in Sydney. We still have 2-for-1 tickets. You can find them at davenixon.com.au/seminars or through the link in my Instagram at ddnix. If you haven't already got me on there, make sure you come and find me. Say hello. I'd love to see everyone that listens to my stuff. I really appreciate you all. It means the world to me. And I'd love to see you guys in Sydney as well. We've got a couple of fun days lined up. I'm really looking forward to it. It was awesome down here in Canberra last time. We'll go out for dinner and all that sort of stuff as well and get to hang out. It's good fun. I love it. But either way, team, that's me done for today. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.